Hello everyone, welcome to the Planto Media. My name is Francis Yosin, popularly known as Planto. I am a third-year medical student at the University of Cape Coast, School of Medical Sciences. I want to take this opportunity to thank my wonderful subscribers and all the new people who are watching this video. I will urge you to kindly subscribe, like and comment. In this video, we are going to talk about how to get into medical school in Ghana. Basically, I'm going to use my experience and I'll tell you how I ended up in UCC, School of Medical Sciences. We are going to talk about a series of processes. We will start with getting the admission form, filling it, getting shortlisted, coming for entrance exam, and then finally the interview and then getting admission. Without wasting much time, let's get into the video. So according to the Medical and Dental Council, there are about 7 accredited medical schools in Ghana. I would like to refer to my notes and give it to you. So the first one on the list is University of Ghana Medical School. We have the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, School of Medicine and Dentistry. We have the University of Cape Coast, School of Medical Sciences in Cape Coast. We have University of Developmental Studies, School of Medicine and Health Sciences. We have University of Health and Allied Science Medical School. We have Family Health University College in Accra, and then we have Accra College of Medicine, also in Accra. So these are the 7 accredited medical schools in Ghana. So for you to get into the medical school in Ghana, you have to either get one of the 7 medical schools I mentioned. So in Ghana, before you can get into medical school, the very first step that you have to do is buying the form. So basically, we all know that the basic requirement is finishing your senior high school. And again, in Ghana here, there are 2 basic requirements. That is doing very well in your WASI. And as you know, you need a single grade to get into the medical school in Ghana, or having connections. Yes, having connections. That also works in Ghana. So let's move on. So when after buying the form and even getting the form, buying the form, you have in 2 ways. You have buying it as an awaiting student or buying it as having your results. What do I mean? As an awaiting student is someone who is still in the senior high school final year writing the WASI, and then the person believes that he can get the grade required for getting into any of the program they choose. So they tend to buy the form even before they complete or their WASI results is out. So that is the awaiting student. And for the non-awaiting students, those people usually buy the forms with their results. So somebody, let's say, completed this year and his or her WASI result came this year, but he decided to stay in the house for a year and apply the following year. Those people are called non-awaiting students because they already have their results. So in my case, I think I completed SHS in 2020, September 2020, but then I stayed in the house for 2 years due to some other reasons. So I stayed in the house for 2 years, and after my 2 years, I needed to buy the forms. But before then, just as I completed senior high school, I decided to buy the form to see if I will get into the medical school, though I wasn't ready financially. So I bought KNUST and the Legon Medical School. It will surprise you that with my results, these people Legon gave me biomolecular something, and KNUST ended up giving me mathematics, BSc mathematics. I didn't like it. I was surprised. So after 2 years of staying in the house and being ready of coming to the medical school, I bought 3 medical school forms. This time I didn't buy KNUST and Legon because I know they can do the same thing. So I bought UCC, of which I didn't like initially. I bought UDS Whole Medical School, and I bought HUAS Medical School. These are the 3 forms I bought. So after filling everything, I started praying to God that God, this one day is do or die, because I've already stayed in the house for 2 years and I can't stay in the house for any other or any extra year. So for about 2 months or 3 months, the school started giving admission, and in most cases, UCC released their admissions first or their shortlist. And this is how to get your shortlist. I'm going to focus more on UCC because that's where I am right now. So for UCC, they are going to send you a message either via email or SMS to tell you that, hey, you have been shortlisted for an entrance exam and an interview. So after getting that message, you have to prepare and then come to school, or prepare yourself for the entrance exam and then the interview. So in my case, I got a message from UCC first via email and then SMS that I've been shortlisted for the interview. Fortunately for me, my year, I think I bought the form in 2022. That very year, that's when UCC School of Medical Sciences started their entrance exam. But unfortunately for me, we had two batches. As I said, we have the non-awaiting student and then the awaiting student. I was part of the non-awaiting student because I already had my results. Unfortunately for us, we didn't do the entrance exam. So I'll try to use what the questions or the experiences my friend gave me to tell you about how the entrance exam is. So I came, I started preparing and all that. But before I go into my personal experience, let's get into the how the entrance exam is. So for UCC SMS or UCC School of Medical Sciences, the interview is computer based. So I mean, you sit behind the computer, you answer the questions on the computer, and just after you submit your answers, you see your marks there and then on the screen. So this is how it is. You have to prepare yourself, and all the students are supposed to come at the same time. So all of them will be given in the email that they will send you. So UCC basically, they do it in the Samjona Library basement, that they have an ICT center there, which is very big to accommodate all the students. So that's where all the students meet. So they will sit. You have to come prepared. They will ask you to come with any ID card you have that will show that is you. So if you have a Ghana card, you can bring it. If you have health insurance, you can bring it. If you have any national identification ID, you can bring it to show that yes, this is you. The entrance exam is made up of basic sciences. I mean, biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and sometimes English and current affairs. So you have to make sure you are prepared in that area. But don't be so much worried about it. UCC School of Medical Sciences, we have an Aquaba committee, and what the Aquaba committee does is basically they will orient the students coming for the entrance exam about what to know. So we have a list of compiled questions. So we have a lot of files and folders around that contains sample questions that you will have to practice with before the actual exams. So don't be so much worried. UCC SMS has got you covered. So when you come, as I said, UCC SMS have the exam in two forms. Please kindly note it. They have it in two forms. So the first part is a +1 - 1 exam. So with the +1 - 1 exam, that is the first thing they started with. So I mean, my colleagues, the second batch who wrote the entrance exam, they did the +1 - 1, and this is how the +1 - 1 works. So anytime you get a question wrong, it counts with -1. So those of you who did science and maths quiz, I know you understand. When you get the question wrong, you get -1, and when you get it correct, you get +1. So that was the trick. So they told us that that's how it's going to be. Sorry, they didn't tell my colleagues that that's how it's going to be. So they came, and I think they added it in the instruction. So most of them didn't know, so they started answering. So even if they don't know the answer, they decide to just take any answer, hoping that they get it correct. So that was how the first exam was structured. And for the second part of the exam, they do it normal. For that one, if you get it correct. If you get it wrong, it's just wrong. It doesn't come with any negative. And last year, that was the format. Last year, which is 2024, that was the format that they used. So when you are coming, you have to make sure that you are preparing for both. And I think the strategy we developed after my colleagues did it the following year, the 2023 batch, the strategy we develop for them is that if you go and then the exam is +1 -1, just focus on the ones that you can get them very well. Focus on the ones that you can easily get the answers to. And then if you don't know the answer to any of the questions, just forget it, because after everything, it will attract 0. It will not come with any negative. But if you go ahead and be answering questions that you have no idea about and you get them wrong, you are attracting -1. Okay, and this is how they grade it. They grade the entrance exam. They don't have a fixed pass mark. So what they do is they generate the pass mark based on the performance of the students in that particular year. So if I quite remember, for my police who did the entrance exam, the pass mark was 18. I know you will laugh, 18% out of 100, just because it was +1 -1. And the +1 -1 in that case, it means that if you get 50 questions correct and 50 questions wrong out of the 100 questions, you are going to end up with what? 0. So after the performance, and we didn't know, my colleagues didn't know much about the +1 -1. So the pass mark was supposed to be 13. So after the pass mark, a message will be sent to you. But before then, just after the exam, it doesn't take so much long time for them to release the results. So just after the exam, maximum about after 2 hours, they will paste the results on the notice board at where you wrote the exam. You have to check, and then they will draw a red line to indicate where the pass mark is. So all those who get the pass mark or anything above the pass mark will get a message that very evening that, hey, you have been shortlisted to come for the interview. You passed the entrance exam, so come. When that message is sent to you, you have to start preparing for the interview. And basically, the interview is done in batches based on the number of students. They usually use 2 days or 3 days maximum. So it's either Thursday and Friday, and then it's either Thursday and Friday or Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And they usually do it in the same week. So let's say if you wrote the entrance exam on Tuesday, you are going to do the interview on the Wednesday, Thursday, and then the Friday, depending on the number of students. Let me tell you, the essence of the entrance exam is just to reduce the number of students. It's not because all of you basically pass the WASI. So the entrance exam cannot use to test your intelligence or something like that. They just want to reduce the number of applicants. So let's say, for example, if in a particular year we have about 1,000 people applying to the medical school, the entrance exam alone can reduce the number to about 400. So the 400 still will have to sit for the interview, and in most cases about 100 people are just selected and the rest are supposed to go and come back again, not because they are not good or something, but it is just because of the number, the facilities that we have in School of Medical Sciences, UCC. So as I said, they will group you in badges, and they will put all those information in the email or the SMS that they will send it to you. So it will contain the venue, the time that you have to come, the day that you have to come. So now let's get into the actual interview. There are some important things that you have to note when you are coming for the interview. The very first one is you have to prepare. You have to prepare. Let me use my experience, for example. When I got the message that I have been shortlisted for the interview, trust me, that very night, the day to the interview, I didn't sleep. I took it like I'm going to write physics WASI. I prepared throughout the night because I believe that if I'm fully prepared, my confidence level will go higher and I'll be able to answer questions as they ask me. So I sat there throughout the night, just going through the files and the folders that they sent us, just trying to research online about UCC Medical School, just researching. So just make sure that you prepare enough. That will boost your confidence. Okay, so, and another thing is you have to be composed. Like, just be composed, don't be shaky. Okay, and then go on time. So what they do is when you arrive at the venue, they will bring a sheet of paper around, and you have to write your name and then the time you came. Let me share a story with you. So on the day of my interview, when I got there, I met 2 people. I went very early, but I met 2 people there. So I was just sitting there, and a man, one of the workers, came around with a sheet that we had to write our names. Which I was sitting on the faces, the others went back. So I just took it. I didn't know what is it. I thought it's just for attendance sake. So I wrote my name and then left it there. To my surprise, they came back like when all the applicants came, the man came back again and was like, they are going to use the order of the names on the people for the interview. God. I was like, Jesus. And that was the very first interview too of that very year. I started shaking. They arranged that, so I needed to sit on the face seats like in that order. I started shaking. And it didn't even take long time. After the man came to tell us those things, within like 2 minutes, the man came back again. Like, where's the first person? The first person should get ready. The panel or something is ready, and I have to go inside. It wasn't easy. But before I move on, let me tell you how the interview is being structured. So the UCC SMS interview is like a panel system. So you go and meet not less than 5 people sitting there and waiting to interview you. So basically they will sit and then they will put one chair in front of them, the middle. And then the middle is where the dean of the School of Medical Sciences usually sits. So you go there, and the first thing you have to do is you have to make sure when you go there, you have to greet. And if you greet, you have to wait for them to offer you the seat before you sit, and then the questions will follow. So let me continue with my experience. When I got a Charlie, I was shaking. I needed to enter the room, and I was here today. They did it in the School of Medical Science auditorium, a very big place. So when you enter, you have to descend a series of stairs before you climb the stage or the podium or whatever, sit there, and then you get interviewed. Actually, when I went, I was the first person. So when I went, they were not settled, so they were now trying to sit there. So I needed to stand there. That saved my life. So I stood there for like 3 minutes and I calmed myself down. And all these processes, I didn't prepare alone. I had some seniors on board. Aside the questions I got, they usually create a WhatsApp group for us. So I prepared in there, and I got few seniors who also helped me with the preparation. Some of them even came around to help me on the venue on the day of the interview. So when I went, they offered me the seat, and then the interview started. So I think the one thing I got to realize with regards to the interview is that they don't want to test your intelligence or something. It's just to test your confidence level, how best you can react when you are under stress. So I think when I went, Charlie, it wasn't easy. So they asked me a series of questions, So they asked me a series of questions ranging from I think the first question they will ask you, like in every interview, is tell us about yourself. So you have to prepare, and as I said, there will be a lot of questions in the file and the folder that they will be sent to you. You have to prepare with them. And then another question they ask almost everybody is why medicine. So you have to make sure that yes. And about my experience, I think that question I started. Like I was very confident. I prepared that question. So they asked me, and I started. Medicine has been my passion and blah blah. And the dude started, hey chairman, it has been the passion of all of us to go to say something new. So I started flowing, and they move on to other questions. So you have to make sure that you prepare very well, and they can ask you some ethical questions as well. So for example, I think my question, they asked me that, assuming I am in the pharmacy shop, I'm working there, and a 13-year-old girl comes there to buy a condom, what will be my reaction? And will I sell it to the person? How will you answer that question? Before I proceed, give me your answer in the comment section. But then I was composed, like I read something about the ethical, so I was just trying to sound nice as a doctor, and they told me that I should be real. So yes, you have to make sure you are real. Like they just want to know how well you can handle things when you are under stress. Okay, so I started. I first of all said I will not sell it to the person, and they said hey. So I paused for some time again, and I started answering. Then I said, to be honest, it's a business that I'm doing, and you said I'm in the pharmacy shop, and it's not for me, it's for somebody. I'm working for the person. So basically, I will sell it to the person. Because for example, if my boss comes around and then the lady is there, and then my boss asks the lady, why are you here? And the lady tells my boss that, please, I'm coming to buy a condom, but the gentleman said he will not sell it to me. I may lose my job. I may be sacked. I don't want that to happen to me, so I will just sell it to the person. And I also told them that, you see, in Ghana here, when it comes to alcohol drinks, we usually have 18 plus on it. It means that's a restriction. When the person is not 18, you don't have to sell it to a person or something. So I also told them that I don't know anything about the medical field now. So if there was something like, if the person is not 18 years old, we don't have to sell the person that condom to the person. I will adhere to that, and I will not sell it to the person, because that's what the Medical and Dental Council have agreed on. So that's what I will do, and they said okay. So my interview is actually very interesting, and they can also ask you current affairs questions. But I think my question, they asked me, assuming I'm the president of Ghana for 3 minutes, how am I going to solve the energy crisis issues in Ghana? So initially I was confused. How can I be the president of Ghana for 3 minutes and solve that? So I still relaxed about 30 seconds, and I started talking. So quickly something came to mind. So you just have to be open-minded when you are in the interview room. So something came to my mind and I started talking. So I told them that in that regards, as a president, I have authority over most of the things in the country, almost everything. So I just told them that I would declare nationwide that anyone that has a channel or something, a channel or TV station or radio station in Ghana is supposed to educate the general public on that issue within the 3 minutes I'm saying, so that everybody in the country will get it, every citizen will get it. So, and then the message is going to be like to educate them on the importance of using the electricity very wisely. For example, the importance of turning off their gadgets and all those things when they are going out. Because some people think that they pay their own prepaid and all that, so they can decide to leave their stuffs on the whole day, knowing that they pay, but they don't know that though they buy it themselves, but they are contributing the energy crisis issues in Ghana. And I also told them that I will also make it an obligation, like I will make it by force for all the companies in Ghana to start using the solar panel, because Ghana we mostly use hydroelectric power as our source of electricity. So I will make it by force for all the companies in the country to start using the solar electricity, so that the pressure on the hydroelectric power will go down. So that's how I answered, and so that I just have to flow. And I think they asked me series of questions. So if you guys want it, you can tell me in the comment section. I can do a separate video on how my interview went, all the questions. I can prepare very well on that. So I'll give you all the questions they asked me and how I answered them. And if I remember their comments too, I'll give them all the comments. So if you want me to do that video, kindly tell me in the comment section. I'm going to do that for you. And another thing I will also tell you is that please make sure you accept it when they correct you during the interview. So that's one thing a senior told me, and it really helped me. Because I remember they asked me an academic question, and my question was, describe how the rainbow is formed. And I started. You see, at that time, it had been 2 years. Like I stayed in the house for 2 years after high school. So, see, those things were not really that much in there. But I started the rainbow is formed after rainfall. And basically the droplets of water that remains in the rainfall, when the sun shines, that sunlight is going to reflect or refract on those water droplets. So at that point I was confused. The correct one is actually refract, but I said reflect. And then one of the lecturers said, what are you saying? So he corrected me and I accepted it, and he was very happy that I accepted it. He even told me that in the past some of the people tried to challenge them and all that, and that leads to their failure in the interview. So always make sure you accept it. And as I said, there are a lot of questions that I may not add all of them to this interview. So if you want me to do that with my detailed experience or how my interview went, you can tell me, so that you can tag me in the comment section and tell me, and I'm definitely going to do that video for you guys. And one important thing you have to remember after the interview is that you have to always make sure that you say thank you when you finish before you go. And in most cases, after the interview, they will ask you, do you have a question for them? Please don't be under pressure, and it is not by force to ask them question. If you don't have any question, just tell them, no, I don't have any question, and stand up. If you have any question, just tell them. I think, yes, as I said, there are a lot of interesting things that happen with regards to my interview. I think one last thing I'd like to see and end the video is that I think when I finish some of my experience, there will be one person standing at the entrance, like when you are exiting. So the person will tell you that make sure you don't tell your colleagues any of the questions that they ask you, just because it is a competition. It is a competition. You all are competing for a limited slot in the medical school. So if you go ahead and tell them what they ask you, you are just doing yourself more harm. So you just have to keep quiet, go and take your stuff and go. So I think me, when I went, I just told my colleagues that, oh, I did it, it was cool, so they can also do it, and I encouraged them, took my bag, and then went away. So I was just there waiting for UCC to give me admission. Yeah, so I think I remember one evening after I ate my banku. Yeah, so I think I was just pressing my phone there, just normal day, and I saw a message from UCC. Hey, Charlie, that day I was very happy. Like, I'm staying in a compound house, and the people, the way I shouted, those days came out and they were asking me, like, are you okay, or is anything happening to you? They didn't understand how excited I was. And I can even see that that day is my happiest day in my life. Like, I was really, really happy. I was really, really happy. It wasn't an easy day, because I was like, after all, my dream is about coming true. The first step is getting into the medical school, and I'm already there. So I was really, really happy. So I just started preparation, started paid my fees, and bought a few things that I would need for school, and I started preparing myself for the busy journey ahead. 6 years. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you, my wonderful subscribers. Thank you, new viewers who are new on my channel. Please, if today is your first time watching this video, kindly make sure you press the subscription button and turn on the notification bell, so that anytime I upload any video, you will get it. Please, if you are here and then you are planning on buying forms to any medical school, I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to see you in the medical school. Your efforts will pay off. Keep praying and keep preparing. You will do well. Trust yourself and trust me, you will do well. You will be fine. Thank you once again for being with me up to this while. I really appreciate it. May God bless you all. Bye. Mwah.